Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, this is Jan. I love helping people to save money and more with Jan. Today's show is what I will call an and more. I'm not going to talk about saving money so much in this show. I want to just share an experience. I also want to share with you a new little video clip that I made that I might use every once in a while towards the end of a broadcast to help keep people reminded of something. So let me play this for you right now, then I'll tell you the story. Be right back. Is that not beautiful or what? I really needed to remind the folks, remind wonderful people like yourself, that we are all basically entitled to be happy. This is a basic thing that a lot of people forget. I know there's a lot of troubles in the world. There will always be troubles in the world. But that doesn't mean that you or myself, that we are not entitled to be happy. I could talk about that in depth one day in the future, but I did make that video clip, and I hope it's a reminder to someone one day at random who might be looking at it and saying, wait a minute, I think Jan has a point here to this. So there. All right, so let's talk about this story. We live in such a world of communication and obviously social media and things of that nature. And people for years now, it's been quite a while, where people are kind of like buried inside of their phones, their tablets, their computers. And that's the way a lot of people mainly socialize. Could that be a problem? I say yes. I'm going to share a little story that actually happened to me. Now, a few years back, a friend of mine that I went to grammar school with, that I've known since kindergarten, and we went to grammar school all the way up through the eighth grade, and we graduated. She even went to my high school partially, but then she had a change of heart and went to a different high school. But we sort of lost touch over time, even though we knew each other, whatever. But then, thanks to a certain social media platform, uh, we started talking again, and that was great. And talk and talk and talk. Social media. Oh, let's see each other again. It's been so long. Blah blah blah. This, blah blah blah. That. And it was really nice. And of course, the day of anticipation building up. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to catch up with you and hang out, and we'll talk about the old times and catch up on the new times and all the good stuff. And we were back and forth all the time on social media and through the venue of burying our head inside of social media, if you see where I'm going with this. And it was just like a natural thing, just like hanging out a lot on social media. So then the big day came, and we met, at an old playground where we used to hang out when we were kids. So we figured that'd be a good meeting spot because, we knew where it was, and it was like a mutual meeting ground. Can I tell you a story? It was great seeing my friend, but we like kind of like looked at each other. We were like uncomfortable speaking to each other in person. What? I know I know it. It was the craziest thing. So we were like sitting there going, I mean, don't get me wrong. We had, basically a fun conversation and everything, but it wasn't as, for some reason, it was not as comfortable as if we were burying our heads in social media through the venue of internet connection. I said to myself when I walked away, I said, take care of yourself, see you, wish you the best, blah, blah, blah. And then when we got back home, and then we jumped back on social media again and picked up where we left off. It was the craziest thing. I said, I think that certain things after a while can like distance people or distance their socialization type skills. It was just like the strangest, weirdest thing. Did you ever go to an occasion where you don't see people very often, perhaps maybe once a year, and you go to an occasion, and what's everybody doing? Sitting around in a circle, perhaps in someone's living room or dining room or wherever. And what are people doing? Scroll, 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 looking down, looking down, looking down. Like, wait a minute. We're finally here in person. And what are people doing? Distancing themselves because they're so used to communicating in this manner. There's a lot to be said for that. I don't think it's necessarily a great thing or a good thing. Has anybody else gone through an experience like that? Well, anyway, as it turned out, most unfortunately, very, very most unfortunately, so my friend sold her property and she ended moving out of state. Okay. And then, unfortunately, I found out after the fact through a mutual friend that she had passed. She had passed, and she didn't want to tell her friends, that she was, battling a disease, and she just didn't want anyone to know that she was going through something, which was like really, really sad. But looking back, I am so glad. Looking back, so very glad that I got to see, my friend in person that I have known literally since the sandbox days. And I mean literally, like we met in the sandbox of that playground. There used to be a sandbox there. It's no longer there. We, joked about it. I said, can you imagine we know each other since playing in the sandbox? Wow, wow, wow. Totally amazing. But unfortunately, she's no longer here. Fortunately for her, I guess, right? She's with the Lord. But she's no longer here, and of course, her friends and family miss her greatly. But that was the weirdest thing. Can you imagine? We got so used to communicating on social media that when we were in person, we were like, very, very strange. Very, very weird indeed. I just thought I'd share that moment and just curious, has something like that similarly ever happened to any one of you? So, what I'm going to do in closing today in today's show, because like I said, this is the end more part of my channel, which once in a while I'll do things beyond just saving money shows. Saving money will be the mainstay, of course, but every once in a while there's going to be like a story time, and sometimes story times has to do with money. Sometimes it has nothing to do with money. But I'm going to replay that new video clip in case you missed it the first time. Wow, that is just so calming, so beautiful. So when I play these kind of clips at the end of a show, feel free to watch the whole thing or just click off when you're ready, but definitely so worth it. By the way, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Have an amazing, fantastic day.